Students, Saira. Now today in English we'll be proceeding with the next part of our grammar lesson, that is verbs. We have already finished first two parts. In the first part we have learnt about transitive and intransitive verb. Then in the second part we have learnt about finite and non-finite verbs. Now today in the third part we'll be learning about the various types of non-finite verbs. Yes, so we shall proceed. Verbs part 3, types of non-finite verb. Again I would like to give you a reminder. Please sit with your book and pen to take down the notes, the sentences or the definitions that are there on the slide, and you may simultaneously make a note of it. Okay, so let's start. Okay, now types of non-finite. Which are the different types of non-finite verbs? So you'll see the first type is infinitives. Okay, the first type of non-finite verb is infinitives. Second is participles, and the third gerunds. So these are the three types of non-finite verb: infinitives, participles and gerunds. We'll be learning about each of it in detail. So now first let us start with the infinitives. Let's see what are infinitives. Now what can you see on the screen, children? Yes, you can see various pictures like to cry, to play, to hug, to bath, to climb, to feed, to laugh, to listen, to swing, to give, to drink, to drive, to eat, to jump, to exercise. Okay, so in this you can see that these all are action words, right? As we are learning about verbs, verbs are nothing but action words, and in this picture you could see that there are various actions are performed. So these action words are there, that is the verbs are there, and what are they accompanied with, or what is the word along with it? So it is the word to. That means to cry, to laugh, to play, to drink, to jump, to swing. Okay, so all these actions are there along with the word to, right? So you can see each of those verbs are preceded by to. So before every verb there is the word to that is used. These words are not bound by limits of person, number, etc. As we have learnt about that finite verbs are bound, they change their form according to the number, person or tense. But these verbs are not bound by limits of persons, number, etc. So what does it mean? In other words, we can say their limit is infinite. Okay, the limit of these verbs is infinite. So what are they called as? They are known as infinitives. Okay, so have you understood what are infinitives? Yes, the verbs which are preceded by to, they are called as infinitives, and they are not bound by any kind of number, person, etc. and their limit is infinite. So then these verbs are known as infinitives. Okay, so it is very easy to identify, right? To jump, to dance, to play, to sing, to cry, all these are infinitives. Okay, let's proceed further. A verb is said to be an infinitive when it is not bound by limits of person or number of any noun. So when is a verb said to be an infinitive? When it is not bound by any limits of person, number or a tense, like the finite verbs. Okay, so further let's learn about the use of infinitive, how this infinitive is used in various forms. So look at the first sentence. To err is human, right? So which is the infinitive here? To err. And which is the verb? Is. Then To tell lies is a sin. So which is the verb here again? To tell, which is an infinitive. Okay. So further we'll see, in the above sentences is the verb. Yes, it is an helping verb. And the infinitives to err and to tell are used as subject of the verb is. So here you can see the infinitive is used as a subject. To err, to tell. So it is used as the subject of the verb is. Okay. So that means infinitives can also be used as subject. So this much is clear. So that means first use of infinitive, that is, it can be used as a subject. Second, he tried to solve the problem. I promise to help you. Now which is the infinitive here, children? To solve and to help. Now here the words tried and promise are verbs and the underlined words are infinitives. Okay. So what is there? Tried is a verb, promise is a verb, and the underlined words like to solve and to help, they are infinitives. So here you can see that the infinitives are used as an object of the verbs. Okay. For example, to solve is object of the verb tried, and to help is object of the verb promise. Okay. So the second use of infinitive is that it can be used as an object. First, it can be used as a subject. Second, it can be used as an object. Okay. Now next, the match was about to start. Next, the procession is about to enter the capital. Now here which are the infinitives, children? Yes, to start and to enter. These are the infinitives. And along with it, what is used? About. What is about? It is a preposition. Yes, about is a preposition. Now here the word about is in both the sentences is a preposition. So the infinitives to start and to enter are used as the object of the preposition about. So as we have seen, it can be used as object. Yes, so it can also be used as an object of a preposition. So in the sentence you could see that about is a preposition and the infinitive is used as an object of the preposition about. Yes, so first it can be used as a subject, it can be used as an object, it can be used as an object of the preposition. Okay, this much is clear? Okay, so now let's see further. My hobby is to collect old coins. The house is to let. Now here which is an infinitive, children? Yes, to collect and to let. Now here the infinitives to collect and to let is used as the complement of the verb is in both the sentences. So here you can see it is used as a complement. In the first sentence we saw that it could be used as a subject of is. Now here it is used as a complement of is. So you have learnt about how 4 uses of infinitives. Now which are the 4? First, it can be used as a subject. Second, it can be used as an object. Third, it can be used as an object of a preposition. And fourth, it can be used as the subject of a complement. So, okay, as a complement of the verb is. Sorry, it could be used as a complement of the verb is. Okay, so these are the 4 uses of the infinitives. Now, there are certain points to remember, children. When the infinitive follows certain verbs, to is often omitted. So, when an infinitive follows certain verbs, then that time you can see that to is omitted. Now, which verbs are they? So, here you see. Such verbs are help, dare, let, make, observe, fall, hear, see, watch, feel. So when such verbs are used, you can see that there is no use of infinitive. Like we don't say in a sentence, as I'll give you the example wherein these verbs when they are used, there is infinitive is not required. Infinitive is omitted in that. Okay. Now which are those sentences? So here, we let him go early. You dare not speak rudely. So here you can see in these verbs there is no use of to. The infinitive is not used. Understood? So in such cases here there is no need of an infinitive. Okay, this much is clear to you all? Okay. Now see children, so far today we have learnt about the three types of non-finite verb. As I said, there are three types. Which are the three types? One is the infinitive, then it is the participles and the gerunds. Out of which we have learnt the first part, that is an infinitive. And what is an infinitive? Yes, we have seen that infinitive is not bound by any number or a person, and the verb is preceded by to. Yes, like for example, to laugh, to cry, to sing, to dance, jump. Yes, so that is what an infinitive is. Then we have learned about the uses of an infinitive. So which are the four uses of infinitive? It can be used as a subject, it can be used as an object, it can be used as an object of a preposition, and fourth is it can be used as a complement of the verb. So these are the four uses, and there are also certain verbs wherein we see that the infinitive is omitted. I have listed down the verbs which are they. Okay, so let's just find out how much we have understood, right? So let's see the sentences here. He built a bridge to span the tide. Now here, which is an infinitive? To span. Next, it is time to go to bed. Okay, so here you can see which is an infinitive? To. Then third, I don't want to swim. So here which is an infinitive? To swim. Okay, and then I wish to see her. So which is the infinitive here? To see. Yes, so children, now we have learnt about infinitives in detail. I hope you all must have noted down the definitions or the sentences that are there, and I feel everybody has understood. See, there is one more sentence. We want to watch the film. Now which is the infinitive here? To watch. Yes, so accordingly children, we have finished with the first type of an infinitive. That is the first type of non-finite verb, that is an infinitive. Okay, so again go through. We shall proceed with the next type of non-finite verbs in our next class. Till then, just do the revisions of what we have done in the verbs chapter in the first, second and third part. Okay, so I hope everybody has understood. We shall stop here now. Thank you.